It was officially announced today that both Ray Allen and Rashard Lewis have been signed by the Miami Heat. These guys are both fantastic pickups for Miami. However, it's going to change their team a lot. First off, I'm going to give you guys an image of basically what the team's going to look like with starters and bench and their positions. This is what I think that their 12-man active roster is going to look like for most of the year. So here, just take a look at that for a few seconds. So as you guys can see, there seems to be a lot of swingman on this roster for next year. And by swingman, I mean ranging from position of shooting guard, basically to a stretch power forward that can shoot a three. Actually, 6 of the 12 players that I showed you on that image were swingmen. So that means that they have a lot of talent in those positions, and there's a lot of good players there. However, there's not a ton of minutes that they can play at where they still have a solid basketball team, like position-wise as in rebounding and all that stuff, like fundamentally, where they can play all those players and still have a solid basketball team on the court at all times. Now I'm going to show you guys another image to take a look at for a few seconds. This is what I predict, how I would play that team. If I was Coach Erik Spoelstra, how many minutes I would give each player on that team. And I'll explain the minutes after, but here, just take a look at this image for a few minutes. Okay, so as you can see, I kept the starting lineup basically the same as what it was in the finals last year because that team was pretty successful, as you guys can tell. I have Ray Allen coming off the bench first because obviously Ray Allen is going to be one of the best players on this team that's going to be on the bench. He can't start because that's just not going to work with Dwayne Wade. Neither of them will be able to play small forward with that whole they actually need height on their team. And then basically I just have another big man, then shooters, then their crappy centers that they have on that team, unfortunately, at Joel Anthony and Dexter Pittman basically playing about 10 minutes altogether. Again, I stress you guys, this is how I would play them. This is not how they're going to be played. This is how, in a perfect scenario, this is how many minutes each person would get per game. Now I'm going to be running through each player kind of quickly and telling you guys which position I think they'll play most of the time and what their role will be. Mario Chalmers is going to spend all 27 minutes of his time at the point guard position. Although he might not have the ball in his hands all the time, he'll be relied upon to take an open shot if he's given one and to make some plays sometime. Dwayne Wade is going to split his time mostly to shooting guard. However, I think he could be relied on to play some point guard at some times because of all their wing players, and he has the ability to. So I think it'd be respectable to say he plays like 3/4 of his time at shooting guard and possibly some time at point guard, like the remaining quarter. He'll be relied upon to obviously be Dwayne Wade and make shots and make plays and do the superstar things he's capable of doing. Shane Battier is probably going to be spending half of his time at small forward and half of his time at power forward because he's just able to switch between that. He can't play shooting guard like he's used to on what he was used to on other teams, but I think he's capable of playing like the 20-plus minutes that he's going to play at both shooting guard and power forward and providing excellent defense at both positions. LeBron James is going to play wherever he wants to play. If they're going big, he can play small forward, he can play point guard if he needs to. If they're going small, he can play power forward. LeBron James is going to do whatever he wants to do. This is his team, and he's able to play whatever position he wants. Chris Bosh is going to have to spend most of his time, probably all of his time, unless they play with another center, at the center position. All 33 minutes are needed for him at the center position because they need rebounding, they need some toughness, they need to be able to spread the floor in an inside game, and mainly rebounding. Don't expect to see Chris Bosh played at the power forward position. I think shown from the finals, they've committed to him as their starting center for the next year. With Ray Allen playing 23 minutes off the bench, I think he's going to have to play most of his minutes at shooting guard. He's shown he's excellent at that position, definitely because he's our 3-point leader, but I just don't think it would work to put him at point guard or to put him at small forward, and just because he's been so successful at that position. I see Udonis Haslem kind of being as the odd man out in this rotation and in this new Miami Heat team. He's going to be playing all of his time at either power forward or center. His minutes from the 14 minutes I've shown you guys are going to go up and down depending on how productive he is and how much Miami is beat on the rebounding glass. But just expect him to do hustle plays, go for rebounds, and make the odd shot. Rashard Lewis, again, is going to be split between power forward and small forward with the minutes I've given him. He's going to be relied upon to make some three-pointers. He's going to be relied upon to rebound. I think Miami is really going to stress to him that he has to rebound a lot at a much higher rate and give a lot more energy to it than he did on some other teams, just because of the fact that they need the rebounding. It's too bad I couldn't give Norris Cole a bit more minutes. I think he's going to improve a lot this offseason, but with the 18 minutes, he's going to probably play the minutes that Mario Chalmers isn't playing at point guard. He's going to try and run the show a little bit. He's going to just provide some plays, give LeBron some time off on making plays, and just try and do the same thing as he did last year, but just maybe a little bit more efficiently. Mike Miller's minutes are going to solely depend on how healthy he is. If he's healthy, I can definitely see the 14 minutes maybe going up to 20 minutes at its max, taking maybe some minutes for some other players. But it's all going to depend on how healthy Mike Miller is, what his shooting percentage is going to be, and just how efficient and how much he meshes with this new Heat club. Joel Anthony is going to have to play the minutes at center that Chris Bosh is resting for. So when Chris Bosh goes out, likely see Joel Anthony try and come in and provide some defense. You obviously know he can block some shots. He's not going to be too much of an offensive threat, but I think if they add all their offensive threats in, such as maybe add Ray Allen in, then I think they'll be able to compensate for Joel Anthony's lack of offense. Finally, Dexter Pittman is not going to play every game this season. Trust me, he's going to be used in garbage time, which obviously the minutes per game I've kind of adjusted to like how much they'll play in garbage time, how much they'll play like in games that they're down. But Dexter Pittman is not going to play all these games. He's going to play garbage time because Pat Riley still wants to see if he can develop, as well as Spoelstra wants to see if he can develop. And he's just going to they're trying to dig for gold here. They were like, okay, either we take Dexter Pittman and have sort of a center maybe, or we don't take him and we have nothing. So it's sort of a potential game they're just playing. Thank you guys for watching. That's my run-through of my predictions of what this Heat year is going to be like. Suspect them to basically finish around 60 wins, give or take, probably give, because I'm guessing this is going to be a good team this year. And remember, follow me on Twitter at CL_Cox. I'll reply to any tweets you guys give me. I'll reply to any basketball questions you guys have. Remember to leave a comment. I'll respond to every single comment that you guys leave. And thank you guys for watching. Stay loyal, Heat fans. Don't go to Brooklyn.